In this transformative phase, your person has embarked on a journey of deep personal realignment. They have made the deliberate choice to sever ties with karmic individuals and friends whose manipulative influences once obstructed the intimate connection you share. These relationships, laden with hidden agendas and subtle controls, have long served as obstacles to the pure, unfiltered bond that exists between you. By cutting off these toxic ties, your person is not only reclaiming their space but also clearing the path for a more authentic and unhindered exchange of love and energy with you. This decision marks a critical turning point in their emotional evolution. The act of distancing themselves from those who once cast shadows over your connection is both courageous and necessary. It signifies an awakening, a realization that to truly embrace the depth of your relationship, they must rid themselves of external manipulations that dilute the sincerity of your bond. This move is not made lightly. It comes after long internal deliberation, where the need to preserve and honor the unique satisfaction and love you provide ultimately triumphed over the inertia of old, negative patterns. Fueled by this newfound clarity, your person is desperate to bridge the gap that has slowly grown between you. They are ardently seeking to reconnect, driven by an inner yearning that goes beyond mere companionship. Every effort they make is imbued with a longing to re-establish the dialogue and emotional intimacy that once defined your connection. Their actions, though they may appear desperate at times, stem from the realization that no one else offers the unique blend of comfort, satisfaction, and love that you so effortlessly provide. This understanding propels them to take bold steps, reaching out in ways that are both heartfelt and determined, all in the hope of reviving the connection that has always been their sanctuary. At the heart of their actions is a profound desire to emerge from a prolonged state of solitude. For too long, the waiting phase of their journey has been marked by a stagnant isolation, a self-imposed retreat from life's vibrant possibilities. Now, wearied by the relentless cycle of waiting and the numbing effects of isolation, they are ready to take action. Their plan is not merely about reconnecting with you, it is about reclaiming their life. They yearn for the freedom to seize this season of life with boldness and conviction, free from the burdens of guilt or shame. In choosing to break free from the solitude that once offered a deceptive sense of safety, they embrace a future that is defined by their right to happiness and fulfillment. Simultaneously, you find yourself in a state of empowerment and peace. Guided by your inner wisdom and the subtle cues of your spirit guides, you have cultivated an inner sanctuary where relaxation and strength coexist. This newfound equilibrium has not only enriched your personal well-being but also radiated outwards, influencing the dynamic of your relationship. Your calm, centered presence stands as a beacon of stability amid the turbulent changes occurring around you. In embracing your power, you are making conscious choices that reflect a deep understanding of who you are and what you deserve, thereby setting a standard of inner peace that is both inspiring and transformative. However, the evolution of your own inner world has not gone unnoticed by your person. Their initial expectation may have been that your demeanor would mirror their own fervor and urgency. Instead, they are met with a serene and measured approach, a calm that speaks of self-assurance and contentment. This contrast has left them both surprised and uncertain. They find themselves praying that your newfound tranquility is not a signal that you are entertaining other options, that your heart is not drifting away from the unique bond that once seemed unbreakable. Their surprise is tinged with a mix of admiration and apprehension, as they navigate the shifting dynamics of a relationship that is evolving in unexpected ways. The interplay between your inner strength and your person's impassioned desire to reconnect creates a delicate balance. On one hand, they are striving to recapture the intense connection that once defined your relationship, while on the other, your steady, peaceful state serves as a reminder of the importance of self-care and authenticity. This evolving dynamic challenges both of you to reconcile the past with the present, a process that demands patience, understanding, and a willingness to grow. It is a journey marked by both vulnerability and hope, as your person grapples with the realization that real love sometimes requires change and a redefinition of what it means to be together. Ultimately, this unfolding narrative is a testament to the transformative power of love and self-awareness. While your person is actively shedding the influences that once hindered your connection, you are simultaneously cultivating a life of balance, inner peace, and self-empowerment. Though their path out of isolation is fraught with uncertainty, it is also filled with the promise of a more authentic existence, a future where both of you can embrace freedom and genuine connection without fear or compromise. The evolution of your relationship, marked by these profound changes, stands as a beacon of hope and renewal, inviting both of you to write the next chapter with honesty, passion, and mutual respect. I have noticed a gradual change in our relationship, a shift that leaves me feeling both heartbroken and confused as I watch you slowly release me from the bond we once cherished. It appears that you have begun to embrace life without me, and while on the surface it may seem that you are rediscovering joy and freedom in your own company, I cannot help but wonder if this newfound happiness is genuine or simply a well-rehearsed act to hide lingering pain. Every time you laugh or smile in moments when we used to share our deepest conversations, I am overcome with a mix of relief and despair, questioning whether you are truly content in your solitude or if your actions are a way to protect yourself from further emotional vulnerability. This internal battle leaves me filled with worry and insecurity, as I grapple with the unsettling possibility that you might really be letting me go for good. Reflecting on our past, I recognize that I was not the partner you deserved. I was emotionally distant when you needed support the most, failing to offer the love and understanding that could have strengthened our connection. My inability to be fully present contributed to the growing chasm between us, and I now see that my shortcomings left you with little choice but to protect your heart. When you retreat into silence, I am reminded of the dignity and strength you possess, a strength that elevates you to a status beyond what I could ever offer. In those quiet moments, you reveal yourself as a queen who refuses to settle for anything less than honesty, loyalty, and self-respect. It is this very resilience that both inspires me and inflicts such deep sorrow upon my wounded heart. You have given me countless chances, extending your kindness and love even when I faltered and failed to meet the expectations you so rightfully held. I took for granted the generosity of your spirit, assuming that your patience would last indefinitely, never considering that it might eventually run thin under the weight of my inattention. I always believed that our love was strong enough to withstand any storm, but your recent behavior has forced me to confront the harsh reality that my past actions have left scars too deep to ignore. Each moment of your silence, every subtle gesture of withdrawal, is a poignant reminder of my failures, reminding me that I did not cherish you as you deserved to be cherished, and that my lack of emotional availability may have been the catalyst for the distance now that separates us. This situation has pushed me into an inner turmoil where I am torn between the desire to hold on to what once was and the painful recognition that I may have lost you forever. The conflicting emotions I experience are overwhelming. On one hand, the thought of completely losing you shatters my heart, while on the other, it forces me to confront my own feelings and acknowledge the need for change before it is too late. I find myself trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and regret, questioning whether there is any hope left for us to rebuild the connection that once made our lives so rich and meaningful. Your deliberate distance not only amplifies my insecurities but also challenges me to reflect deeply on the very nature of love, loyalty, and the responsibilities we have towards one another in a relationship. As I sit here, consumed by these thoughts, I realize that I must come to terms with the consequences of my past neglect. I can no longer ignore the reality that my inability to be emotionally present has led us to this painful crossroads, where your silence speaks louder than words ever could. It is as if each quiet moment serves as a verdict on my shortcomings, a continuous reminder that my failure to fully honor your worth has driven you away. And while I cannot help but mourn the loss of the closeness we once shared, I also understand that this painful distancing may be your way of preserving the dignity and self-respect that you hold so dear. Even as my heart aches at the thought of your departure, I am compelled to listen to these feelings and act upon them without further delay. The deep-seated worry and the relentless insecurity that have plagued me for far too long are urging me to confront the truth about my own shortcomings. I must acknowledge that the time has come for me to take responsibility for the damage that has been done and to learn from my past mistakes. In doing so, I hope to honor the extraordinary person you are, a person who deserves nothing less than unwavering loyalty, genuine care, and a partner who is fully present in every moment of joy and sorrow. This painful journey of self-discovery and reflection, though fraught with heartache, is ultimately a necessary step if there is any chance of salvaging the remnants of the love we once knew. Throughout the course of your relationship, you invested so much, pouring your heart and soul into a connection you believed was meant to last a lifetime. Yet, your partner's presence in your life was as intermittent as it was unpredictable, leaving you with the impression that, despite their declarations of love, their actions often painted a very different picture. There was a consistent pattern of in and out appearances, an inconsistency that hinted at unresolved issues within them. Deep down, they knew they were being selfish and at times downright rude, even if they rarely admitted it openly. This stark contrast between their words and deeds became a persistent source of emotional turmoil, forcing you to confront the painful reality of loving someone whose commitment was always in question. Despite the confusion and hurt their behavior caused, you found yourself unable to entertain other romantic options that might have been available. There was something deep within you, a belief or hope, that the connection you once shared was unique and irreplaceable. Even as you witnessed the emotional push and pull that left you reeling, you clung to the idea that your partner was truly meant to be in your life. At the same time, however, it became painfully evident that they were not willing to let you go. Perhaps they feared losing the significant part of their identity tied to your relationship, or maybe it was simply the thrill of possessing someone who still held you captive emotionally. This unwillingness to release you added another layer of complexity to an already strained dynamic, forcing you to navigate a labyrinth of conflicting emotions. One of the most damaging aspects of this relationship was your partner's inability to let go of their past, the remnants of a player lifestyle that once offered excitement but ultimately proved destructive. Although they always professed love for you, their struggle to abandon the fleeting thrills of casual encounters and the freedom of a non-committed life felt like a betrayal of the trust you had painstakingly built over time. Every relapse into old habits further shattered your heart and eroded the foundation of trust between you. It was as if the ghost of their former self was constantly undermining the potential for a secure, committed future. The recurring nature of this betrayal left deep scars, making it increasingly difficult to believe that any genuine change was possible. The turning point came when you finally decided to prioritize your own well-being and step away from the chaos. In choosing to venture out on your own, you inadvertently forced your partner to face the consequences of their actions. In the silence that followed your departure, they were left alone with the stark realization of the hurt they had caused, a moment of clarity that perhaps was long overdue. This period of separation marked a pivotal juncture, where the true extent of their missteps became apparent even to them. Though they have since grown hesitant to speak openly about their regrets, likely out of fear of causing further damage or uncertainty about how to fully express their remorse. There is now an emerging desire to atone for the past and to forge a relationship based on fairness and mutual respect. Meanwhile, you have become increasingly guarded, constructing emotional barriers to protect yourself from further pain. The heartbreak and repeated betrayals have taught you that vulnerability, while a necessary part of love, carries a risk that must be managed carefully. You understand that healing and reconnection can only occur when both partners are willing to invest equally in the relationship. Consequently, if your partner can demonstrate a genuine commitment with pure intentions, showing through consistent, trustworthy actions that they are ready to leave behind old habits and build a future founded on mutual respect, you might consider lowering your defenses. However, this openness comes with a firm condition: you require nothing less than a promise of long-term commitment. Any fleeting romance or temporary arrangement would be insufficient to mend the deep wounds inflicted by their past behavior. In contemplating the path forward, it is essential to acknowledge the complexity of your emotions. On one hand, the undeniable bond forged through years of shared moments, both joyous and painful, remains a powerful force. On the other, the scars of betrayal are a constant reminder that love, when unbalanced, can cause as much pain as it does pleasure. Standing at this crossroads, the decision to open your heart once more is not taken lightly. It demands not only an act of forgiveness but also a mutual understanding that a lasting relationship requires both partners to fully commit, communicate honestly, and strive for a balanced give and take. Without these elements, any attempt at reconciliation is doomed to fail. Ultimately, your journey is one of cautious optimism, a hope that your partner will rise to the challenge and prove that their love can transcend past mistakes. You are willing to embrace vulnerability again, but only if it is met with unwavering commitment and a clear, shared vision for the future. This delicate balance between emotional investment and self-protection is the cornerstone upon which any true, lasting relationship must be built.